Anybody can. Dreams do come true.
These blogs, they were talking about how fat I was, how thick I was. And I used to sing, this is a fun fact that
I didn't know this. You have skin skies, big up Kim K. Always like to say again that the dress usually finds the girl.
Hi guys, welcome back to Anna Unscripted. Today we have
Robert Lee, Stylist of the Stars.
He's one of my really good friends, and today we're going to cover styling, fashion, any different tips. I think we should jump right in. Robert, tell us a bit about yourself first.
So I've been a stylist, as you know, for years now. Not recently. Not only when I styled Anna. I've been doing this for years now. I mean, I used to look at my granny when she used to get dressed, and that kind of was my inspiration, just looking at her get dressed and take her time, the whole ritual of it, you know. And I started dressing people like my sister, my mom, cousins, friends, and before I knew it, I was styling and I didn't know what I was doing. And then a friend of mine was doing a shoot for her birthday or something, I think, and she asked me to dress her. And dress her meaning style her.
Right.
And I just kind of got into it, met photographers, met people in the industry, and people put me on to other people. Did work for Express, Guardian, bridal work, you name it, I've done it.
And we'll touch more on that. But first, tell us how you came up with the name Stylist with the Stars.
So Stylist with the Stars, I always like to think of my clients as all stars. We are all stars in our own right. We deserve to shine.
Agreed.
So Stylist with the Stars. And then also it's inspirational because I want to inspire, or aspire, I should say, to be a stylist to the real stars, real stars.
Put it out there to the universe.
Yeah.
So I know you also style like a lot of Miss Worlds, Miss Universe.
So I do pageant styling as well. That kind of fell into my lap because one of the major franchise holders in Trinidad approached me and asked me to style one of their delegates, and then they made me head of their wardrobe department for like 2 years, I think I was there. So I dressed many girls for many pageants, built the entire wardrobe, and by that, you know, meaning you build the wardrobe based on a schedule for the pageant. Well, you've been in pageants, Anna, so you know what it's like.
It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. And you have a lot of appearances,
Correct.
and, you know, you always have to look on point.
Correct.
So pageant styling is a bit different because, you know, pageant is more and glamorous.
Correct.
So you always have to be looking the parts.
I remember when because I did Miss World, for those of you that didn't know, and I did the look-alike.
Yeah.
And when my stylist at the time picked out my wardrobe, I was like, I would never like go into a clothing store
in your
and
real
pick
life, yeah.
these things up. However,
Yeah.
my wardrobe was a hit, and it was still statement pieces that I wear to this day.
Yeah, because they're very statement pieces. You want to stand out, right? So, I mean, there's so many gorgeous women, all intelligent. What's going to make you look different to them, right?
Correct.
So something in your outfit has to catch the judge's eyes and make them look at you. Oh, that girl looks great, you know.
And I know you talk about styling some of them. I know you went away recently with one of the Mrs.
Yes,
Universe.
Mrs. Woman of the Universe. Mrs. Yeah, that was a Mrs. pageant.
And tell us about that, because I know
So
you
that
were like a
experience
judge.
was really nice. When I went there, the Mrs. Woman of the Universe organization asked me to be a judge for the event, which I didn't realize they were going to do that. They also presented me with an award, which was amazing. Getting to talk to the girls and mentor them, and also judge an international pageant. That was great as well.
And if you have to compare pageantry away versus down here, what would you say?
Well, there's a big difference. I think they are more structured and what's the word I'm looking for? Just very, you know, they're organized and they stick to that process that they have. Whereas I feel like in Trinidad, we kind of wing it and we are not really prepared. Most of the times we are rushing and last minute and there's no real structure in place.
And I'm sure they have like really big designers styling them. Like, what is that process there? Or you all don't get to see that process?
They do, yeah.
Which
a lot of the
one
girls, because like there were Russian girls, there were a lot of European girls, because this was in Turkey, as Anna mentioned. And there were a lot of Asian girls as well, Asian countries. So they have like huge designers that, you know, help them and take part in their pageants and sponsor stuff. So like everybody from Elisab to Zuhair Murad, Valentino, these girls wear designer stuff. So it would be nice to see our local designers help our girls, because a lot of times they don't have things to wear.
Correct.
And they have to purchase things. So, you know, if designers offer to style these girls or to design stuff for them, it would be a great help.
And it's a great way also for local designers to put their name on the market.
Of course,
because if you have a piece standing
the girl
out,
wears your outfit, you get a lot of airplay off of that.
And not only that, like, you don't know who these girls could meet up there that could really market your brand.
I'd mention to Zad, because Zad and Eastman, they always sponsor stuff for our girls. And one of the pieces, Diane, which was our Mrs. Woman of the Universe, wore was a Zad piece over there. And all of the girls were asking her, like, who is your designer? Where did you get this dress? We want the number. So she literally gave his number. So, like, 10 girls have his number out there somewhere in Europe, you know.
And, like, you don't know.
So I'm sure they will call him.
Correct.
Yes.
And even if they win or they place, like, look at Ashley, for instance, you put the designer name out there. Robert, so I have a huge, like, big question for you.
Sure.
I'm putting you on the spot, but while we talk about fashion, I'm sure there's an outfit that you absolutely hated that I wore, and I know you love one. So please, let us know. You could roast me.
Oh, gosh. I hate when people do this. Because, well, I know you're a good sport. Anna is a good sport, so she'll be able to take it.
No, yeah, for sure, Robert.
So I think it was like, I remember calling it the penguin outfit. Because it was like a black boots with like grey pants and a white top. But the pants, I think those pants just are not right for you. They were like high-waisted, and I think when you wear high-waisted stuff...
Yeah, not only that, back then, like, I think I was going through, like, I don't know what kind of phase, but the pants didn't fit me the way it should have fit me.
Yeah, it just was wrong
like,
for her silhouette, you know, for her body type and stuff. That silhouette, I should say, was wrong for her body. Yeah, anything with pleating and that kind of high-waisted, yeah, probably not. And then the boots just added to it because it kind of cut off your legs.
Okay, so in my defense, I was going for, like, I don't know what kind of look.
I don't know what she was
But
going
you know
for.
what, like, you know, sometimes when you get an outfit and you just want to wear
it was
every
good from the
single
waist
thing.
up.
So I had just gotten that
The
top.
the white top
Right?
and your hair and makeup
Then
was
I
nice.
just came back from Miami and I got those pants.
No, the pants.
And then the boots came in time because it was supposed to be for a New York truck that didn't happen.
were not.
And I was like, you know what? Just like a kid, they just threw everything
So guys,
on.
just a tip in general, like if you're not the tallest person, boots and stuff like that tend to cut off your leg. So if you want that long look, that's why the pageant girls, well, as you know, wear nude heels and strappy heels, so it gives the illusion of your leg is longer because it's just an extension of your leg. Whereas if you wear like a dark shoe, it kind of cuts off.
Yeah, I got it. And then also the pants
So
were
it just
cut
made you
wide.
look shorter.
The pants was like an ankle pants with like high top boots.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking, but I had
We need to show it
look
like right here so y'all can see it.
You know what? I find I had look cute.
And I'm sure y'all will agree. Get in the comments and tell me if y'all agree with this
I find I
look.
had look cute, but okay, maybe different pants.
But on a good note, I did love her Christmas. Look, you had this
my
beautiful
Christmas party
like
look.
sequin
Jumpsuit
or something.
So funny story about that. When I went to New York, so I had an outfit work party, and when I was in New York, we were in this random outlet mall. Like that was the day actually I was supposed to meet you, and we went like further into God alone knows
and then
where.
the weather was bad.
It was real rainy.
So I just stayed in bed and slept.
And I kept saying like I need to go to Forever 21. It's like all of these stores were closing down. And on our way out, it's like storming. I told my cousin, and I was like, listen, I'm going into Forever 21 to see what it have. And like when I'm walking in, they're like puffer jackets because it was so cold in New York. And I just saw this lady.
Because this was like in the dead of winter. This was like Christmas time.
And let me tell you, this Forever 21 looked like it was shakedown. Like it looked like it was just like a
flea market.
No, like it had no ceiling.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So I walk into the store. It's like freezing cold in New York. I don't even think they have like heaters in there. Racks all over and stuff, and I see this lady digging through racks, and I saw like she had like some sequin stuff. So I was like, oh, let me just grab this pants and this top. And then I was
very
like,
good luck.
No, and I was looking at this and I was like, I don't think this could fit me. And I was like, the whole outfit came up to like 10 US.
Wow.
So I was like, let me go try it on. go to try it on now. The lady carried me in this like back room of like, it wasn't even like a
psycho killer.
No, it wasn't even a storage. Like it wasn't even like a dress room. It was just like a, you know, sometimes when you go by a seamstress, they have like a small little like area with like a curtain. I didn't even have a curtain. They put up like a cardboard board, like a thing to block me in.
I would get worried at that point.
At this point. And then I'm like, should I really? Like,
and
no
like,
service
okay,
in
I
these
don't need to
stores.
try
I
it
messaged
on.
my cousin. He didn't come in with me.
I don't need to try it on.
And then I was like, I
For
have
$10,
one. Like,
I can take it.
I was like, maybe I need to try it on, you know. And I was like, I have to take off 5 layers of clothing.
Yeah, I hate trying on clothes in winter.
Yeah,
how do people do
and
it?
I was
I
wet.
don't know.
My clothes was
oh
wet
my gosh,
because it was raining. And then when I put it on, I was like, yeah, come in home.
I would say cold is one thing, but cold and wet is a whole
No, it was bad. And then when I put it on, I was like, maybe this is. I came home and I showed my mom, and I was like, oh, I got this for like my work party. And she's like, you don't think that's too sexy?
I love when you're
and
a little bit sexier, though.
When I had read, I was telling my friend, I was like, I think I'm like too sexy. Like this is so out of my comfort zone. I would never wear this.
Black, so just like the little black dress, right? So I always say all women should have like a little black dress. And when I say a little black dress, it doesn't have to be a dress. It could be a trouser and a top or a jumpsuit, you know. But that black outfit, because we all know black is slimming.
Correct.
It's elegant. It can kind of more or less go for most occasions. I always feel like it's timeless, you know. So once you have that nice one black outfit that you can go to and you could kind of style different ways.
And I think the red
dress
heels
it up
made
or
it
dress
pop.
it down. Correct. It was very Christmas and then the sequins.
I had like a cute little bow. So
I love
like
the bow because bows were very on trend.
I need to wear that
then.
outfit again.
They're kind of going out now, but they were very on trend then.
It was a really good find. I think I was scared.
As you all know, Anna's style is very girly and girl next door, but I like to see when you dress a little more sophisticated and sexy. I find it just looks so
it's also
classy.
I'm trying to play around with like
fashion.
my dressing.
You should play with fashion. Fashion is something that you should play with. I would say though, don't let the clothes wear you. You wear the clothes. So in that sense, meaning don't try too hard. So don't wear something that you don't feel comfortable in. You know, take risks. You know, there are a lot of people who stick to neutrals because they're like afraid of color.
I used to be that person.
Yeah, a lot of girls do that, and I try to pull people out of their comfort zone. But of course, not every color is for every person. So there's some of us who have warmer tones, like you and I, and neutrals go well with us. But then also like soft pinks or blush pinks, you know, would look nice on us, or tones of brown or mocha, you know. So you just have to find the right tone of color for your skin tone. Lighter girls are gonna go into cool tones, so like a powder blue or a fiery red.
I wish I was like a winter girl.
Yeah, so
because I like baby blue.
Yeah,
but I
so
don't think
it's just finding the right shades for your skin tone and take a risk. You know, you could try a jacket first or a top and just mix and match. Yeah.
And while we're on the topic of like styling and clothes, do you have like any fashion tips, like staples? I feel like undergarments.
Undergarments is really important. I think she mentions this because I always talk about this. And the undergarments of your outfit are the basis of any good outfit. So if you are not wearing the correct bra or underwear for your body, disaster.
And you know what?
You don't want the boobies down here. You want them up here. You know, you don't want them too up here either, so they have to be just right, you know?
And I think that's something we kind of overlook, because sometimes
in the Caribbean, I think we overlook that.
But also, I think it's a comfort thing, because I know I'm supposed to wear proper undergarments sometimes. But then sometimes I'm like, I really don't want to wear high-waisted underwear. I just want to wear my comfy
underwear when they should in the Caribbean as well. I mean, it's hot. It's Caribbean culture too. So not always have on a bra, but some people need to wear a bra because we don't want to see the girls all
But
day.
not only that, like if you don't like bras, and I get this question a lot. Like I was talking about it the other day in work. People wouldn't like believe it, but would you believe like a lot of women message me asking me like, hey, what underwear did you wear with this? Like I'm not seeing your underwear line. Or like, what bra do you wear with this top? And then I'll be like, oh, pasties or Booby Tape.
Yeah, it's actually proven that most women don't wear the correct bra for their body. They don't know their actual size. They've never been measured. you know. So it would be good to go to like one of those stores. I don't want to call names, but one of those lingerie stores that we have in Trinidad, and I'm pretty sure they can measure you for a proper bra.
Well, I'm gonna plug them in because unpopular opinion, but I feel like Wonderful Wool measures you
That's who I was
the best
thinking of, yeah.
for bras, because I went away in like a well-known store, and for years I
was wearing the wrong bra.
Hated strap. Ask mommy, like I used to wear clear straps with my strap because I had fit. So like I did my confirmation, like to tell you how bad it was with this particular bra. And during confirmation, I'm like feeling uncomfortable.
Yeah, and you don't want that.
I walk out the
want
church.
to be uncomfortable.
You want to know where my bra was?
You threw it behind your church?
No, my bra slipped down and was by my belly.
Oh my God.
And I couldn't do anything about it.
Because it was too small or too big?
I think it was too small. I have no clue, but it was like sliding down.
Yeah.
And then eventually,
that is crazy.
So like they measured
Imagine walking up to father with no bra on the bra down.
No, at this point, like I didn't even know, right? Because I didn't even have like big boobs back then.
Yeah.
And it was only like when I went to Wonderful World and I'm like looking for a bra, and the lady's like, for you? She's like, no. And when she measured me, I was actually 2 cup size bigger than what I was, and back size. And since
don't
then,
be afraid
like my
of being like a bigger size, but
oh no, I had a meltdown.
yeah, because I think people are afraid of a bigger size
I was like,
bra.
what's happening?
So they wear a small bra and then you're all spilling out, and then it affects the way your outfit looks, right? So you don't want that. You want everything to be smooth and clean lines. You know, seamless underwear is a good go. Again, Wonderful Wool has a lot of stuff, you know.
Price Smart as well. I got a lot of seamless underwear.
Too.
Price Smart.
Yeah, actually.
Right now, actually, what I got there is if you don't want to invest in Skims, and let me tell you, Skims shorts, I'm obsessed with Skims.
You have Skims, guys. Big up Kim K.
It was literally smaller, but like I have been wearing this. I think I did a video.
It feels so nice, and I tried the men's underwear as well.
I did a video on TikTok when I got it with the dress because I was so shocked by the difference it made. So before I got that, I used to use this shapewear, and this was actually from Adore Me. So the brand is called Walk Pop. But if you look at this, because it's like more high-waisted, now there is no lining. So what I used to experience was this used to roll down, or like this used to roll up. Right? So everybody is like different, and obviously
so
with
the
shapewear
rolling
you
up
size up.
part especially, or down too, is sizing.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
if it's not the right size, it's too tight for you, it's squeezing you, it's gonna start to roll up or down. Yeah.
And now this, I find it was like too fitted for me. It's like a medium to large. I probably should have done a small, but I don't like feeling clingy. So when I went to Skims now, they were like, sure, that's not a problem. And I think this one is a large.
Right.
Which is shocking. Right. And I told the lady, like, my weight fluctuates. Like, I need something. And she's like, okay.
And just for example, guys, Anna is not a large in her size clothing.
I'm a small to medium now, actually.
So
extra small. extra small to my pants.
I mean, I'm dressed fun. I literally today I was like, oh my God, you are so tiny now.
I don't know what's happening, but you know what? I'm just like, thank God.
But so it goes to show that you don't have to be a size large, but shapewear is cut smaller, obviously, because it's meant to kind of hold you in and smoothen everything out. So if it's in a bigger size, don't be afraid of that. Just like your bra being a bigger size, it's meant to hold you in the right way and the right places. Yeah.
But what I love about these Skims, which I would always recommend, is unlike this one, there is like a booty popping part.
Oh, yeah.
Which lifts. It literally lifts your butt.
Put that in there.
Right. Then, unlike the other one, there is
like a clear silicone. Yeah.
And like
so that grips to your body.
So regardless, when
is it at the edge as well?
No, but it doesn't ride up because if you realize here,
it's hemmed.
So your butt
is this
part,
one hemmed? Not really.
Not really, but there's the butt lifting part here, and then this kind of cut smaller.
Right.
Now this doesn't have a pee hole, and like I was saying in my TikTok video, this has a pee hole.
Yeah. If you are in your fancy dress or outfit,
I will
and
still
you have
wear
no
underwear.
pee hole in your shapewear,
and you need to struggle with shapewear,
and you need to take it down, and it is a size too small.
No, okay, so
I've known of people like literally taking it off and leaving it in the bathroom.
Yeah, no,
because
but
they're like, I'm not putting that back on.
But unpopular opinion, and I said it in my TikTok video, shapewear, you're not really supposed to wear underwear, but I always
you
need to
still
wear
underwear with it?
Yes. So
That
this
is a little-
hole makes no sense to me, to
Anna,
be
that
honest.
is weird though.
I don't care. I will stay in the
But
cubicle and
it's like
struggle to
underwear.
put it on.
So okay, so shapewear is underwear, guys, and that's why it has the pee hole, because
I don't care, Robert. I don't
be
care.
able to.
I need the security of underwear when I go out.
But I would say, depending on the dress you wear, underwear will give you that VPL, what we call VPL, visible panty line.
Which I
you
always
don't
struggle
want
with,
that.
but
Yeah.
you know, I'll wear
So
some
where
if I have to.
shapewear shapes you, smoothens everything out. You don't see those lines cutting you. So there'll be no line cutting you at your waist or at your leg or at your bum, you know? Yeah.
So that's me with my shapewear.
Yeah.
But what I love about this is after I feel like a few times of like wearing it, it
Yeah.
isn't hard to put on.
Yeah.
So you kind of break into it.
Right.
I size
It's-
down now on
it-
it though in the black.
Yeah.
I couldn't find the black. So this is like definitely an investment.
Yeah, always I
you
would
get
say,
it cheap on
guys,
Skims for sale.
underwear. I know there are a lot of different colors and stuff, but generally speaking, nude or close to your skin tone and seamless or black is always the best way to go. Especially
Correct.
under like formal wear or like, you know, any type of nice outfit that
Or
you
like
have
white
on.
clothing.
Oh, definitely white.
But also, we were talking about pasties earlier and booby tape, so I figured we'll just show you guys the options. So this we have the petal tops, and it's actually like a silicone gel.
Yeah, so it's like a
so
sticky
funny.
something that
So it actually
adheres to your
correct,
skin.
and it has like it looks like this, right? Now to the back
So
of
it's
it.
basically like a pasty, but just
Correct.
a reusable one.
But it's like a silicone,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
And then you just peel the back off, and then you put the paper
And you
back
stick
on
it
when you
on.
finish,
Yeah.
and it stays on. It doesn't come off.
So this will not give you support, but this will give you coverage.
Correct. If you
So if
like,
you're wearing those dresses where you may not need as much support, or maybe you have smaller boobs or perky boobs and you don't need that support, but you want coverage for your nipple because it's very low cut or wide cut, depending on what you're wearing.
even
or
for
maybe
carnival, I think, yeah, because
with your
of
wire bra.
correct, because it's not like as compared to the other pasties, which I'll show you. So even if you don't want to show like the actual pastry, this kind of looks like your skin.
Correct.
So it works
So
out
it blends in and
right? Or like, you know, all those see-through tops
all
and
these
stuff.
are important things
It's
to
so
have
funny. The
in
first
your
time I got
wardrobe.
this, I actually have this 2 years now, and I use
Yeah,
it
you
always.
can reuse,
I
yeah.
thought I was supposed to take off the back because it had
And
a
I think
paper.
some of them, if
you
you
don't.
wet them, they get back
Yeah,
sticky.
but I
Yeah.
got this in Wonderful World for $99, and I have it for 2 years
That's a
now,
great-
and I
yeah.
got like more than enough
Great option,
use
yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
Then you have Booby Tape, which a lot of people don't know about. Got this in Wonderful World.
And I think all women could benefit from booby tape, especially in the Caribbean. As I said, we like to wear no bra or wear
Correct.
outfits that are cut so low or cut out and different lower backs and stuff like that. This is what is going to help you because you can literally tape
Shape
your
your boobs
boobies
the
and
way-
shape them in the way you want them and pull them up.
Yeah,
you
so
get
like if you
that.
if you like wear something that is like low plunging, you could shape it to pull it up, so you still
Yeah.
have that like up cleavage.
And there are a lot of
and you have-
tutorials on YouTube if you
The
like.
box in the box that
Yeah.
you got in
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful World, it has all the different
But on
ways you can
YouTube,
tape
there are a
it.
lot of tutorials that will show you how to stick them and how to use them.
I would say
if you
though,
want, you know,
up or like close together.
more cleavage. Yeah,
I would say though with this, please wear your pasty underneath it and be careful with removal, because it had this one time I came home from a fete.
and did you like yank
I
it?
just yank it off, and
Oh,
I still have
no.
like some burnage of
Oh
it.
no!
Like
and like if you
my mom did the same thing.
if you
Baby
start
oil.
if you start pulling and you realize it's like stuck,
Baby oil is your best
get
friend.
in baby oil or get into the shower
makeup
and like
remover.
let it completely get soaked in the water
Correct.
and then just slide it off.
Then there's another set of pastries.
Oh, well, we all know these pasties. I think
Right.
every
I
woman
mean,
in
this is a
Trinidad
staple.
has worn these pasties.
Right. Now,
Big up Wonderful World.
I'm gonna be sad when Forever 21 closed down, because
Why?
and I should have bought it. They sell them in like a pack of like
A
50
bigger
to
one.
100 for like
Wow.
$4 US. So
didn't know that.
I usually stuff
The
up
same
there.
one?
No, not this brand, a different brand. But I mean, this is a go-to. You got a wonderful wear for 25, and it comes in like different shades. So you have like a black, you have this one, and then you
there's
have
a
like a darker brown, which I probably used because it's not in here.
It's always
and you get
3
3
pairs.
Yeah, correct. And then this one is one that I recently discovered in Forever 21. I'm gonna be sad for their clothing now. They have like very good essentials. So this one is like a boob one, and just like these booby tapes, but like you put it and you pull it up.
This one will give you a lift.
Correct, and it's like reusable, so it has like the silicone, and then you just put it back like when you're done. And this also has like a built-in pad.
There are a lot of versions of these guys. They're the ones you all must have seen, the viral ones that clip in the middle and then you pull
I actually have
and it
that
lifts
one as well
and
that I
gives you that cleavage
I'm not a fan of that one, to be honest.
A lot of people aren't, because I think you don't get much support out of it.
Not only that, and I don't find like it's as sticky as like this.
Right.
So I don't know, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
So this was just a quick sidetrack on like
on
your
undergarments.
underwear.
Look at that. We did a whole master class on undergarments. Who would have thought that we went from like
a little bit again? I'm gonna bring my underwear and like show you all like which type of underwear.
Well, you kind of did.
I mean, close enough.
So yeah, guys, and this was your master class on underwear.
But also Amazon, like they have really good strapless bras, and I always go back and I buy.
Just look for like the ones with the best reviews. You know.
I could probably link some in the description now. Y'all can like go check it out, but get measured first to know like your correct sizing. While we're on undergarments, no pun intended. I saw you did a bridal look the other day.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
I do as well bridal styling. Bridal styling is so different and so special because of obviously it's a special day and you want to look timeless and elegant. That's always my go-to. There are different brides. So some brides want to look sexy. Some brides want to look, trendy as in what's going now. Bows are very in. Maybe they want a bow on their dress, that kind of thing. But I always believe you should look timeless. You should be able to look back on your photos and be like, oh, I could still wear that dress now,
Not my mother would have wear dress.
Well, I think back then they wore a lot of puffy stuff and a lot of lace. It's like very Princess Diana.
I could fit in it. I might just like remake.
Yeah, we could do a remake. Yeah, that could be another episode. Yeah, your mother might kill us.
I know for sure.
But yeah, bridal styling is just very special, and I always like to say again that the dress usually finds the girl, because sometimes I've had clients who come in and they say they want a really slim fitting gown, like that fishtail mermaid effect, and then they end up leaving with a ball gown, because when they put on the ball gown and come out, everybody is like speechless. And then there are girls who want the ball gown princess look and they end up in that more sleek silhouette. It really depends on your body type, and as I say, the dress kind of finds you, just kind of fall into it. And I always want my clients, as I say, to feel like stars, to feel confident. Again, as you said, you want to be comfortable, on your wedding day. You don't want to be fixing and pulling things up or down or fidgeting. You just want to be able to have fun and enjoy your day. So, yeah. Bridal styling is just different.
And you go with them to pick out the dress?
Oh, yeah, so there are many different boutiques in Trinidad who I have relationships with. So it's an entire day. We can bring mommy, your friends, whoever. Of course, I have final say with the bride, but we will go to the boutiques, make an appointment for you, and we'll try on all the dresses you want, and we'll find the right one. And if we don't, we'll go to another boutique. Or we can even outsource and bring something in.
Okay, so I'll call you because I went bridal shopping with my sister, and after like 2 days, I was like, I'm not coming back with you.
Yes, that's why you need a stylist. That's what stylists are for.
I don't know.
So bridesmaids, maid of honors, and sisters, don't stress out by trying to dress your sister or your sibling or whoever, or your friend. Call the stylist. We'll take that stress away from you.
100%.
That's what stylists are for.
Agreed. So y'all, just a little backstory. Roberts and I had actually filmed this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
She was like one of my first guests on the podcast while we were launching. And we actually filmed this entire episode memory card
And then
got
Anna
corrupted.
lost everything. Like the day was it the day I got home or the day after?
Day.
And she's
The
like,
next day,
oh, you know, I
I'm
lost
editing in the
everything. I'm like,
morning.
what? I was like, this is a joke,
No,
right?
actually,
I
how
thought
it
she was
started
joking.
off was I started to edit 2 of like the videos because we did a series of Fashion Fridays.
We did a lot of different. I think you
It was
wore
a
some of those
Cockney.
looks already because
Correct.
that's what we were doing. You know, it's kind of
Correct.
styling looks that she would have upcoming.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I'm editing it, so I'm sending it to him, and then by the 3rd one, I'm like, Robert, the memory card is corrupted,
was
and I
like-
can't. Like,
I don't know if to scream or
I
if to
was
like
having a meltdown.
be
I was
sad.
literally crashing out. I
Yeah.
tried every possible thing until the point
Oh yeah, she did. She really did because I remember. I think you even took it to like.
in work.
People
I
in
kind of
work,
like I was calling on my friends that I knew that were videographers and photographers.
Yeah.
Everybody was like all hands on deck trying to like recover this. When I did actually recover some of the footage on the memory card, it was nothing that we did. It was
Wow.
things from like years ago
Before.
or like that I didn't even know I had shoot on
So
this
we're here
camera.
again, guys. Take 2.
Correct. Fortunate thing in this whole thing is that we only post one video on like
Yeah.
we got a lot of cyberbullying, which I know is like the worst thing
Oh,
for
yeah.
anybody to ever experience.
I mean, this wasn't personally sad for me because I have thick skin. So I've heard it all, done it all, been through it all. So I'm like never offended directly when people do these things. So this person said anybody can be a stylist, and I mean, anybody can. Dreams do come
Correct.
true. The thing is, I always say that these things come from, obviously, from a place of their own feelings, or I don't want to use the word insecurities, but maybe insecurities. So they're projecting what they're feeling, obviously, you know. And so I empathize because I'm like, you know, let us live, let everybody live. Everybody has a role to play and everybody deserves to have a dream and fulfill their dream. Why are you hating on people? Let everybody do their thing. There's enough, I always say there's enough room for all of us in this world to succeed and
Agreed, 100%.
get a bag.
Agreed, 100%. But also, I want to do a twist on it, and let's forget the people that are obviously hating, right? No matter what we do in life, we will have haters. It means you're doing something good.
Yeah,
We're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's fine.
yeah.
But as somebody else looking on who is probably just like you, a young aspiring person, want to be a stylist, or probably not putting their foot in there.
Correct. It could be intimidating.
Correct. What are your words of encouragement? Because obviously, let's just say somebody else is looking on and they probably
So I
doubt
always say this is why I do what I do, because of that, because of people who are looking on. I'm a strong advocate of representation, you know, having people be able to see people that look like them, sound like them, act like them, be able to do things and achieve things. So that's why I'm here, and that's why, you know, so I would say just stick with it. It gets better. Don't let the negativity get to you. If you have a dream, go for it and just keep pushing towards it. Don't give up, you know, because it is achievable. Anything is achievable.
And I just also want to add to that you mightn't be everyone's cup of tea, but you might
but
be
there's room
somebody's
for
cup
all
of tea.
us. Correct.
And just tap into
Or somebody,
that
as I
person.
say, I might be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm somebody's glass of champagne.
Correct, that too as well. I love
Right,
that.
and that's
I'm gonna steal that from you. I'm gonna put it on a t-shirt.
Yes, that's what's
Trademark it.
important, right? You know, the ones who actually appreciate you, because there were a lot of people who hated and, you know, whatever. I mean, you all made us viral, so here's to that.
Kudos to that. But and a lot of persons reach out to you after to book you, so that was great. But in the end,
and you take the good with the bad. I always say, I'm a person, I look at the glass half full. I think you're the exact same way. You know, you take the good, not the bad things, you know. And for every one person that's hating, there are 10 that are like supporting you or cheering you on. You
I
know?
think I have like been, of course, in the pageant industry, like from since. Wow, I've been doing this like almost 7
because
years.
you've been a public figure, more or less.
Correct.
You know, once you put yourself out there, so like even like pageant girls. So like recently, there was cyberbullying going on with some of the pageant girls.
It's sad that this is still happening because when I did pageantry, when I did Miss World in 2017, I was looking back on pictures the other day and I came across like screenshots where these
You
blogs were
stick
talking
then.
about me. and I was like a stick, literally.
She was stick then because they were starving, y'all.
My experience was horrible.
They were starving then.
But back when I'm reading these blogs, they were talking about how fat I was, how thick I was. Then I went to the launch when Brian and they took it over, and people were like, rumors is that she's going back up again, and look at how much more weight she's gained. And I'm like, looking back at those pictures, I'm like, I wish I could look like that.
The thing is, I mean, look at how far we've come. Look at
our
our last Miss Universe representative, right? She was plus sized, full figured Caribbean woman.
And still she got a lot of hate.
She got way too much hate. Again, they cyberbullied her as well. And the thing is, look at how she plays. She was, one of the favorites at Miss Universe.
Miss Congeniality.
She was Miss Congeniality. I think once you know how to dress for your body size and your body type, inclusivity, we all have to live, we all have to thrive, and somewhat similar with these new girls who are being cyberbullied for their, I guess it was not talent, but it was like a karaoke something. I mean, not everybody could sing. I would be terrified if I had to sing live.
No,
I always tell people when they're like, let's go to karaoke, I'm like, karaoke? After I've drank like
in my house.
10 drinks.
Not in public, karaoke in the house.
I have to be drunk to do that because it's terrifying, it's nerve-wracking to put yourself out there, and that's what pageant girls do.
What?
That's what influencers do. You're putting yourself, ideally putting yourself out there for the world to see you and to judge you. So,
And you know what? I give these girls credit because I used to sing. This is a fun fact that
I didn't know this.
My mom used to force me to sing.
We need to hear her sing.
And I was a part of a singing group, and we did a lot of musicals. And I absolutely hated it because I was so shy.
Yeah.
Up to this day, my dad still thinks I'm a great singer. And like if I'm singing and he can't stop, he will like touch my mom and be like, oh, like she's singing. However, I absolutely hate when people point. Like that's like my biggest insecurity.
Right.
But I did, like when I started pageants in HFC, I sang who allowed me on stage singing. It's so
was
bad.
that like your talent? Your go-to talent?
Yes, because of course my mother is paying all this money for me to sing.
And I mean, what is the old line again? Sing like, dance like nobody's looking. That
you know what?
Thing,
I would never forget the song that I sang on that stage was No Air. Of all songs. I went and I was like, I'm gonna bust on Ariana.
That is hilarious.
I can show you that video. It's so bad. But I say all it is to say that when people go up for pageants, it takes a lot out of you.
It takes a lot of nerve. It takes a lot of nerve.
Like nobody just wakes up one day and say, hey, I'm going to be a pageant girl.
Out there, because now you are at the,
public
mercy of every and anybody.
Correct.
To say, oh, I like, or I don't like, or I hate, or I don't.
Or this person is not pretty enough. And it's sad to know that we think it's okay to scrutinize these girls. And people will say that they put themselves in that situation, but like, no, it's unfair. Because everybody's beautiful in their own way.
Of course. And I mean, okay, yes, beauty pageants and beauty standards in general, there are certain requirements and, give or take specifications of how you should look or how you should act or represent. But now everything has opened up into so much different avenues, more inclusive, age inclusive, gender inclusive, body inclusive, and it's easy to sit down behind a keyboard and say,
I always say this about like anybody.
But it's harder to put yourself
like
out
not only
there.
with pageantry, but influencers as well.
Because even for me, I've been a stylist behind the scenes for years. I always say I'm more comfortable behind the camera, not in front. And Anna actually, as a good friend of mine, pushed me and encouraged me to come out here and be part of this. And even when that first video launched, I was like, Anna, you need to prepare me. I'm like, and she's like, no, don't worry. You have to put yourself out there. And I was really appreciative of that.
I always tell people that, like, I'm very respectful of people. Like, even like when I put people on my platform, I make sure that they are very like comfortable.
Yeah.
Because I know when you put yourself out in the public eye for all these people to have eyes and opinions, it's hard and it's nerve-wracking. But I always tell people, don't let people's opinions prevent you from getting your bag.
Correct.
Like I'm always trying to turn somebody into an influencer.
That I agree with, for sure.
Like I would see somebody doing food reviews or like cooking or something, and I'm like, why don't you like post this tap? Like, you could be making money out
Anna
here.
is definitely
you could be
that
making a
person.
career, right? Like,
do a
it's so
food
easy.
vlog, do a
correct.
fashion vlog,
and even business owners as well.
Yeah.
Like the other day, I went to Mix On. A lot of them were like, "Oh, they're so shy to put themselves out there," and I'm
it
like,
is
"You're your
hard.
biggest influencer and your biggest brand, like your biggest face for your brand."
Because you never know what to expect, and but I would say make that brave step, because out of that, so many people approached me. There were many opportunities that came out of it, so I'd say go for it.
And like
it's
fear, you don't want to have your fear prevent you from like living your dream.
Yeah, definitely.
Like all these big TikTokers, you think like internationally, you think you let them.
As I say, everybody starts somewhere, right?
Correct.
We look back on that video one day and laugh about the red shoes. But,
I'll be like, okay.
I'll still defend those red shoes.
Honestly, the red shoes in the dress made sense because there was red in the dress.
So, guys, disclaimer, that dress, the actual fabric, was not picking up the way it was on camera.
Correct.
Off camera.
We should have had the dress here to like show you
Yeah, we should
like
bring
up
a
close.
close up. Yeah.
But there was red in the dress. So
But
that was the
that said, we will look back and
justification
laugh on this one day.
behind it. But no, so it's just simple minor things like that, because even you put yourself out there, one day I would have probably worn a dress, the red thread, and didn't pick up, and probably be like, why she wear red shoes with that dress?
Just understand that would sound like hot.
So all of that to say, put yourself out there. It might be tough. People will always hate, but one day you'll be somebody's champion.
Yeah, for sure. Correct.
So yeah, Robert, it was so nice chatting with you. Hopefully this episode was
I hope we give
beneficial.
Enough advice.
Correct.
Fashion advice and just advice in general.
And Robert DMs are always open for more tips, tricks. You could hire him. He could reach out to him for more information. So I'll link him below. But thank you so much for being on this episode.
Most welcome, love. This was fun. It's like talking to an old friend.
And Robert and I always yap. Even though like I disappear on him mid-conversation every single time.
She might sleep away actually.
And
Because
then
she's
I'll
so
reply,
tired. Because Anna is doing like a million things at once.
Like yesterday itself, I opened his chat and I was like, oh my god, I disappeared like in this entire call.
And then she'll come back like a day late. She'll come back like a day later, y'all, and she'll be like, oh my god, I didn't realize I didn't listen to this
like,
voice
Robert, I have something to tell you, and I still wouldn't listen to what you have to say.
Meanwhile, I'm like, 10K, 15K, 20K.
Robert just be having conversations with himself.
I'm updating her on the likes.
And then I'll be like, yeah, Robert, like, I'll just post on Ghost. I'll just be like, onto something else, somewhere else. But no, so y'all could definitely reach out to him.
Yes, please, if you need styling advice, tips, any kind of styling services, pageant, bridal, an event, graduation, weddings.
And graduation season is actually coming up.
Some people do birthday shoots, whatever it is, you name it. I've done it and can do it. So I'm at your disposal. So call me and we can make magic happen. Stylist to the stars.
Thank you so much for being here, Robert. So stay tuned for our next episode. Bye, guys.